Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 52nd episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I'm your host, Katie M. Kane. With me in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our guest is Hitman from Stank Boyz Seeds. Hitman, are you with us? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. How you guys doing today?
We're doing all
Happy
right,
Easter,
man.
everybody.
Oh yeah, you too, dude. We got me and my lady ordered one of the little plates from Sherry's, man. It was like 13 bucks for ham and mashed potatoes and some
Nice.
greens and some soup. Yeah, so I was like,
Of
yeah, got to eat at least. You know what I mean? 'Cause
course.
yeah, we didn't chef up too heavy. We just grab a plate and
Hey,
go.
hey, I
Yeah,
didn't do too much. Went out to the farm. We have 140 acres, so we just went out there and had fun and shot guns.
damn tight. So that's in Oklahoma,
Yes.
and so that's the size of the cannabis farm is 140 acres.
Well, we have two sites of land. So
Oh, okay.
where the actual cannabis farm is at, it's 15 acres, and then we had another 140 acres.
Okay, so you're growing like other like vegetables and stuff too on the other area?
No, mostly like cow and just open area. Got a pond there, and we just shoot and have a good time.
Tight, man. Dude, I gotta come visit, man. That shit sounds legit. You guys
Oh, it
got
is.
you got fish in your pond too, like catfish?
Oh yeah. You can actually jump in
Ah,
there and go noodling if you want to. They noodle
dude.
out here.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool. That's where you put your hand in the water?
Yes, and shove it into a hole.
Damn,
Yeah,
fuck,
I'm not
dude,
doing
that's
that.
crazy. That's
You won't
crazy.
see me doing
Yeah.
it.
I
Give me a
fucking
fishing
do.
pole.
Yeah, I love catfish, dude. Like that's my favorite. We
Catfish
always
nuggets.
catch yeah, dude. Well, like growing up, we always caught like salmon, steelhead, trout, but I never really caught a catfish ever in my life. So when I'd see it on a menu at a restaurant, I'd be like, dude, I'm getting that. Like,
Right.
and it's bomb every time they like bread it in cornbread and fry it. I'm like, yes, this is fire.
Yes.
So
Catfish is
yeah,
fire.
no doubt, man. So out there in Oklahoma, I'm gonna revert just to my little cookie cutter questions, man. Like how okay, first, what's you're in Oklahoma, yeah? And what's
Yeah.
the name of your company? And are you guys medical or recreational out there? Medical switching to recreational? Like,
Okay, so in Oklahoma, we are medical. They have been medical for 2 years.
okay,
Um, they are like the new California. Licenses out here are cheap. You have to be a 2-year resident to be able to get a license. So if you don't have one, you can actually partner up with somebody.
that's
Um, the
cool.
license the license fees are out here are 2,500 each right now. I hear
Damn.
that it's supposed. I hear it's going to go up to 10,000, but that's still not bad.
No,
Um,
especially with the regulations open like that, dude.
right.
It-
So with your grow license, you have no plant count. So that's even a great thing right now
yeah,
too.
I pay 10 for that, dude, for
And
real.
and
Cause
and they're not even doing seed to sale yet either.
that's dope also. Cause yeah, man, like that just as a business, that adds like fucking like 2 or 3 more employees just for that part of it, dude.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Because you have to
Yes.
have someone on the fucking computer and someone actively fucking moving tags back and forth. You know what I mean? Because if you
Yes.
just have
Yes.
it, it's at least two. You know what I mean? But three if you have a
Mhm.
shit ton to do. So it's like
Yes.
it's not worth it, man. Like get the money at the point of sale or don't. Like all of this extra other shit is just not important to me. So
But
I hope
but
it.
their laws
I
out
hope.
here is really really good. It's
Yeah,
better than what California was too. I'll just say.
yeah. It sounds that way, man. I have a couple of friends on Facebook from out there, and they're stoners. And like when I moved to Phoenix, I remember messaging them like, "Hey, like I'm sure your boyfriend is a hustler. Like, have you looked in it? Like that license is cheap. You know what I mean? Have you?" And they're like, "Oh, whatever. We don't." And I'm like, "Dude, it's you could just start and ball out. You know what I mean? Like and until it goes wreck, it's gonna keep man, like it just I'm I'm happy for you, dude, and I'm happy that I get to interview you because
Thank
I've hit guys from that state on IG too that haven't responded, so I'm just like, man, they must be super busy. And then there was a guy out here from Washington that we tried to have on the show, and it looked like he was gonna make a move out there. So I was just like, dude, you gotta talk about it on the show, you know? And so, but he never, he must have got busy too. So it's like,
Well, it's quite a few companies from out of state that are here. You got Twisty Jay over there at Twisty Seeds. They're out here. You got Robot Farms out here.
are those guys
Um,
from California?
Twisty's from Colorado, from
Okay,
Denver.
okay,
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Robot Farms is from Washington, your area.
tight.
And uh, and then you got Pro Dabs out here too. They do extra, and they're from California.
That's dope. What's the like the lab testing requirements like out there for getting on the shelf?
You know
Is it
what?
just potency? Potency is it?
They do everything. They do everything on the testing. But
Okay.
I haven't got anything tested yet because I just got here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
In
literally been in the
motion.
state. Yeah, I literally been in the state 3 months.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I got here in February,
Okay.
February
So
1st.
okay, so let me use that as a segue to switch back to my cookie cutter questions.
Yes,
How did you before
get
Oklahoma,
started.
how did you get into cannabis, dude? Like how did you start into and then also breeding because that's I respect that art a lot, dude. You know, it
Okay,
takes a
so
lot of patience and you have to really understand what you like and what's going to happen after you do all this time and process. So,
okay, so I'm 48 years old. I started selling weed when I was like 15, 16 years old. 17, I had my car. I was going up north to Mendocino County.
okay. So
And
you're from LA, correct? Correct?
I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay,
So when
cool.
I would go up there, I would pick up my pounds and bring it back into the neighborhood and sell it and all that.
Mhm.
So when I got about like 19 years old, now that I took so many trips up there, they took a liking to me and they started showing me how to grow. So
Word.
instead of me going up there to pick it up and then coming right back down into the neighborhood and drop it off to, all my friends and stuff like that, then I started staying up there for like 3, 4 months.
Word.
And then my friends started getting mad at me because I'm not coming back. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was learning how to grow and all this and stuff. And then so from that point, I did that for maybe a good 3, 4 years with them and started doing it at my house. Um, then I started creating the YouTube and stuff around like 2006, 2007. One of my friends was
Tight.
telling me to create that to show people that I knew how to grow and create genetics and stuff. 2008, I went to that was in Los Angeles, and when I went to that cup, I seen a mom and pop's little seed company. I had brought 2,000 packs of seeds out there. It was a 2-day event. On the last day, I went to them to see how many packs of seeds they sold, and they sold 1,800 packs, all at $100 a pop. I was like, I am
Ah.
so in the wrong business.
Yeah,
Right then, that
dude,
was the light bulb
serious.
that came on and was like, I've been creating different genetics for years. Like, so I came back home, called all my friends that I had on YouTube, and was like, I want to create a seed company. Are you guys down? They was like, Hitman, we are down to run with you.
Yeah.
Started building it from that. 2009 is when we made it official company. Pushed it all in 2009, around the summer of 2009. That's when we started seeing that High Times was coming to the United States. When High Times came and hit the United States in 2010 in Los Angeles, it got moved from Los Angeles to San Bernardino. So we hit it from that.
Word.
Then we went to Denver. From Denver to San Francisco. From San Francisco, it was over because Oregon and Washington wasn't doing anything yet. Then the next following year, repeated the same thing, going to each state, just giving out 800 packs of seeds for free.
Yeah, dude,
But
that's the thing too. It's easy to give free swag that's really valuable, you know what I mean?
so so by the time 2015 hit, Franco before he passed and Ken from Ken's Genetics both came up to me and was like, Hitman, you guys are doing good. People are loving you guys' strands. We smoked some. We liked it. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making a movement in this industry. From that point, I felt like I was validated to stay in this industry.
Hell
and
yeah,
just
man.
kept going and kept going and kept going. Now, from that point, I was moving now towards, instead of just marketing us with the seeds, now I got to get us into a dispensary. So that was the hardest part. I felt like a rapper trying to get everybody to listen to my CD,
Yeah,
because
man.
I don't care where, from the West Coast to the East Coast, in any dispensary, they had nothing but cup winning strength. If it was
Yeah,
Gorilla Glue 4, it was everywhere. So I was
yeah,
like, there's so many different strands out here. Like, why you guys just only settle for cup winning? So I
yeah,
just kept knocking at doors, dropping off weed, dropping off seeds, and was like, smoke it, grow it, smoke it, grow it. A few of them would hit me back and was like, so what are you looking for out of this? I was like, nothing. I just want you
yeah,
to grow it, sell it, make your money, and it's self-promotion for me. And
yeah,
quite a few of them was like, you know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna grow it and we'll see what it's like. And as soon
yeah,
as they grew it out, they loved it. I started
yeah,
getting
man.
phone calls from them, and they was like, look, we're gonna put it up on our list. And ever since they put it up on their menu, they can't even keep it inside the store.
Yeah, dude, that's one thing I noticed too is like if a guy ever gave me a 10 pack of seeds and I went and looked at a menu online from a seed bank that had their stuff, or if they had a website, usually whatever they gave me was sold out. And so it was like, damn, thank you guys, you know? And so
Right.
when I would grow it out, it was, yeah, it's like super elated. Like, a shout out to Ryan Lutz from Pollen Nation because they gave me this strain called Pinky's Advice, and they didn't give it to me. They gave the seeds to my boss at
Sure.
the shop I was working at, and he would just like he knew I had outdoor. He's like, "Hey man, are you still cracking more seeds?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do one more round." It was like the middle of March or something, so he's like, "Do you want to run these?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" It was Pinky's Advice. I didn't know anything about it, but dude, that was like top two out of the 10 I ran that summer. That shit was fire, man. It was super, super
Appreciate that.
sour. And so
Yeah.
it was just what you're doing is the move, bro, for real. Is because that, e- everybody appreciates having something different too, dude. Because, it's like what's hot is what's hot, but fuck, man. Like, I want some different flavors, you know?
Right. And so I started trying to educate people, like the gelato 45, stuff like that is not exotic no more. It's everywhere. Everybody has it. It used to be exotic when you couldn't hardly get it. It would be hard to get it or cost too much to get it.
Yeah.
Our our stuff's exotic. Only certain dispensaries have it in certain states, even in Puerto Rico. Just like I'm rocking a
Yeah.
Puerto Rican hat. Yep. We
Hell yeah.
linked up with a farm out there in Puerto Rico and got our genetics there.
Damn, that's tight. We had this guy Jason Ortiz on the show. Shout out to Jason Ortiz, but he's trying to get a farm in Puerto Rico too. I'm like, bro, holler at me. I want to send my resume. Like that. I don't know. Like growing in that climate would be super fun in some greenhouses, man. Like,
Ooh, very hard too. It's super
yeah,
humid.
yeah. I'm like, dude, how the fuck do you deal with that?
You
Like, do you have to
you would
just get
definitely
land
have to come
races
out with
from down there? Like, what the fuck?
you had to get some stuff that's resistant to like mold and all
Mold.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, do we still have old boy Cali Love on the line? He called in earlier and do we still have him on the horn,
Yeah,
Mitchell?
yeah. Oh
All
yeah,
right.
I'm
What's
here,
up,
man.
Cali? He just wanted to
Oh
call in
boy,
while
Cali
Hitman was on the
Love. What it
show.
do,
Yeah.
bro?
Hey, bro, man. Just had to tap in, man, and show the fellas some support, man. You guys live and direct and got a real historian there in the cannabis game, man. And I just wanted to extend
Thank
my
you,
love
thank
and
you.
courtesy, man, Hitman, because you've been there doing it for years, man.
Thank you, bro. Yes, yes, I have.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I really admire that because, like I said, it sets precedence for people in this game and having to struggle and come to. That's a real story, man. For you to knock on people's doors and
Yeah,
just drop it off and say, here, look, I'm trying to tap in. I'm trying to tap in. Here's what I have, and then just everything that I've known about you or come to know. It's just a blessing, man, to see you. You've even helped me in discussions and everything that you've done in the cannabis industry. So, like I said, we keep our forum real small. We keep it real stern, and we're all active and for one another. So, I love Stank
yeah.
Boyz Seeds. I love
GA.
Hitman.
GA.
I love Concerned Dabs. I mean, our circle, our forum, man, and the whole cannabis community, man. Just much love, man, and keep listening to Hitman, man, and keep listening to the podcast and support one another, man. And like I said, I got love for you, man. Them strains are awesome.
Thank you,
Yeah,
bro. Thank you. Hey, and when I
yeah.
get a chance to,
Thanks for the
because
support.
I'm so close to New Mexico. So when I get a chance to get over there, I'm gonna get some of that sex driver for you.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite, man. Tell the world, man. I'm on the Sex Driver Kush, man. That's one of my top
Oh
top
man.
strains. I want it, I need it, I love it, and we're gonna flood the whole East Coast and share it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Man, you guys have a
That
lovely night, man. KK, tell the fellas I said, man, what's happening? And yeah, Stank Boy Seeds, my man Hitman. And I'm gonna keep listening to this interview, man, and much love.
No
much love,
doubt. Have a
brother.
good night,
Happy
Callie.
Easter.
Oh, we
All
got
right, oh
KV
boy.
calling in too.
Okay,
Oh
Gizzo.
boy, man.
Yeah. Did did he should I tell him to call back, Mitchell, or is he on too? Like, can we take more than one on the Google? Didn't show up. All right.
I'm gonna go in and
Okay,
I'm gonna go in
K.
and let you guys finish the
Okay,
interview,
man.
man. And like I said, much love, man.
Okay, yeah.
All
Have
right,
a
oh
good night.
boy.
Have a good night, Callie.
All
Cali
right,
love in the
all
building.
right, KK.
Yep.
All right, Hitman. All right, you guys be easy.
Yep.
All right, bro. You too.
Okay, there he goes. Is that one coming through now, Mitchell? Okay, bummer. Okay, KV, if you're listening, call
Give us
back.
a second. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
give
get
us
it
a
to you.
second. We only got one line for the call-ins. We don't got the multiple lines on the grasshopper anymore. So if you're listening right now, KV, call back. Just hang up and call back, and it should be able to come through. Um, so I'm gonna get back to my cookie cutter question. So you were based out of Cali for how many years, and then when did you decide, and what made you decide to head to Oklahoma? Did you just see
Okay.
that it was open up and it was medical? Because dude, I've looked at states like that and been like, dude, I gotta fucking make a trip out there and see what's up, you know?
So my life in cannabis for the last 5 years was like a roller coaster. I was getting hired to work at different farms in different states, but a lot of the guys that were the owners of the farms were they made their money in different businesses and they got into the cannabis industry where they weren't already in the cannabis industry with the money to start something in the cannabis.
Yeah.
So it never really went through. So back to your original question to me, I left California when I was 37. I moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico in 2009, May 1st, 2009. And I didn't leave Albuquerque, New Mexico until a year and a half ago. And a year and a half ago, I moved to Tampa Bay, Florida. From that
Okay.
time, that whole time, I've been fighting to get my stuff into dispensaries and trying to get into a facility. So I ended up in Oregon, in Medford, Oregon, working at a farm. I went to Seattle, Washington, worked up at a farm up there. I went to so many different places. And when I was in Florida the whole time, Oklahoma was already opening up.
Dope.
And a lot of people were telling me about Oklahoma. So I was like keeping my eye on Oklahoma. I came to Oklahoma twice to deal with two different farms. The first one I dealt with, they wanted to go through, but it just did not go through. The second people, when I came out here to meet them, I was kind of skeptical because there was just so many people that were not in the industry that wanted to be in it. I didn't really
Yeah.
want to mess with them too much. So the
Yeah,
second,
some people don't know really what it's entailing, and yeah.
correct.
My bad.
And I
Not
was
to interrupt. My bad,
no,
man.
no,
I'm
no,
digging the
no.
story.
And I was kind of tired of wasting my time and all that. So when I came out here and met these people that I partnered up with, they they spent all their time of work was insurance and tax. That's what they
Word.
did and built their business on. End up buying them a barn and a bar. So they have a bar, they have a their own tax and insurance company and a lot of land. So
Word.
when we met up with them, they was like, "Look, we want to partner up with you guys, but we don't really want to be doing nothing. Like we want to let it all you do it."
Those are the
I was
best partners, man.
I was like, if you're with that, I'm with that.
Yeah.
And we made that decision last year in October. From then, They started groundwork with us. Our building was built from a slab up.
Damn, dude, tight. Like,
Yep. So
cause,
we
bro,
started
like that,
watching.
yeah. Not moving into creating it from the like. That's dope, dude. Super dope. You know what I
So they
mean?
built us a 5,000 square foot building. Four canopy rooms. Each room is 800 square feet. Two
Fuck
dry and
yeah.
cure rooms. Each room is 600 square feet. And our mother and clone room is 800 square feet.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's what's up. And then you get to run your own genetics too, and then keep on going projects like
Yeah.
circulating through your own, and then you get to have something on the market too that nobody like you can keep it as close to you as you want, bro. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Maybe someone might find a bag seed here and there if you let something go too long or something, but it's like, nah, man, like you gotta
Correct.
grab this. This is that official. And then I always appreciate too when guys hold it close for a year at least, and then they let out seeds or clones, and it's like, fuck, all right, cool, man. I was a fan of that, and now I want to run it in my
Oh
soil,
man.
you know?
Yes. I can even tell you, even some of the dispensers in different states, they can't even keep the clones in there.
Yeah, man. Well, like I was talking to my lady today. My complaint about dispensaries is when they have something on their menu that they don't have in the store, and I'm like,
Hmm.
dude, that's unprofessional. You know what I mean? It's like it's bait and switch. You're trying to get me to show up, and you don't have this on the shelf, so it pissed me off. And in Portland, once it went rec, this is the time of year when clones would be selling a lot too, because people are gonna grab
Yep.
them and
You heard it
veg for a month and
stores.
then put them outside.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was
Hmm.
guys would do that with the clones on their menu, and it pissed me off because I there was this Huckleberry Diesel that it was a seed drop at Natural Wonders, and I had stopped working there the summer before to focus on my farm, and it was the next summer, and so I missed the seed drop. Like I had to work that day, so I'm like, motherfucker, this dispensary had clones of it. You know what I mean? Like 4 months later, and so I'm like, dude, I went down there and they didn't have them, and I'm like, you fuckers, I was pissed. Like I was ready to buy four of them, you know, and it's like you shouldn't have this on your menu if you don't have it in your store. That's
Right,
what I would
right,
that's what I
right.
would complain about here in Spokane too, but, that's it just, there's a lot of hype created around, what did win a cup or what's dope on IG, and so it's cool to have your own not just content online to create, but actual product that you can put out and people
Oh
can
yes.
sample and use, so
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just like Organica and Albuquerque, like I keep speaking on. Because the only reason I think I talk about them the most is because I get the most feedback from them.
and
And
they're a dispensary in New
correct,
Mexico? Okay.
correct.
And they sell
And
seeds too.
they sell seeds, they sell clones, they sell the flower.
Tight.
Um, like I said, if they did 75 pounds of flower, it's probably gone in about a week or two. If they do 1,000 clones in a day, they're sold out at the end of the day.
That's what's up. So it's medical and ABQ or in New Mexico too. So
Yes,
so people can cultivate their own.
yes,
Dude, that's sick. Cause that's when I moved to AZ, I was thinking it was gonna be like that, and it
no,
wasn't. They had this 25-mile rule, and I stayed there for 2 years and made a couple of really good friends, but we were just like, man, I gotta get back to where I can do my thing and have my hands in
yep.
the dirt, even if it doesn't matter how big or small. I love making dirt and growing plants, man. Like it's the it helps me remain calm and patient. You know what I mean? It is
Yes.
therapeutic, but it's also rewarding, like man.
And plus with us, with Stank Boyz Seeds, we're not a breeding company that likes to do a lot of new stuff breeding. We're still old school breeders. We get out there and find that Mexican sativa, go out there and find them
Some
good land
landrace.
raised. Oh yeah,
That's
all
tight.
that.
So
You know,
that's tight. I was reading it was an article about light cycle on stuff that's closer to the equator and how even just doing a little bit more or less from 12-12 for a bloom can make a lot of difference on some of those.
yes, yes. And The thing is too is some grow facilities are looking for some strands like we created, like the 710 Kush. Its harvest day is 47 days
Damn.
once it's in the flower, you know.
Yeah.
So they look for those quick times now these times. So they
Yeah.
look that are harvesting much faster, nice, good oily production. Not a good flower to really put in the stores, but it's a good flower to do extract.
Dope. Yeah, cause
You know,
that's a big thing now too, man. Like especially like in Oregon, a lot of the edible companies that were making CBD and THC edibles are sourcing all their shit from hemp farms now, like hemp CBD isolate, and it's just like the reason is because the cost of the material coming from a cannabis farm licensed through that bullshit costs a lot
correct.
more than something that came from a hemp farm, and they just got to run it by the ton as soon as they
Right.
harvest with no. We didn't have to tag any plants or scan anything or weigh any. It's like, nah, man, lop it down with the fucking with a
Okay.
combine and then just run it live. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
legit,
Yep.
yeah. Did that call come through, Mitchell? Okay,
Yes,
cool.
KV.
Hey, what's up, KV? We got KV
Hey,
in the building.
Vizzo.
I'm all right, man. How
What up
you
with
brothers doing?
Happy Easter? Good, bro.
Doing all right, man. We're doing all right. Hitting the halfway point, man. What's good with you on Easter Sunday?
Oh man, just listening. Just just listening, man. Listening and
No
learning.
doubt.
KV, how was your
Hitman, what's going
Easter?
on, brother?
What up with you, bro? You know I miss you. We had a ball when we was up there in Portland and Seattle.
Man, we sure did. Y'all have no idea who Hitman
that,
is.
that is,
But I'm
that's
glad
my
that you're
brother right
going to
there.
get a good heavy dose of who this botanist is, the Stank Boyz Seeds.
No
Um,
doubt.
I have studied, learned from, and always listen to everything that he has to say because this is one of the few botanists in the industry that understand this business from the garden to the boardroom and the bank. And that
Yeah,
is
man.
so important with a lot of breeders in this industry to really understand. And I'm glad that, Kane has him on here because there was a couple points that, he had came and spoke on that I'm going to bring right back. And that is when he was talking about how he had to partner up with somebody that understood how this business and operation works. And he said something to the fact where he said, okay, well, they wanted him to just go on ahead and do his thing and they don't have anything to do with it. Well, that's pretty much how things have to go, I believe, from a grower's perspective when you have investors that actually want to invest in you.
Yeah,
You have to
man.
have that, that good trust for them to be able to say, okay, man, you go ahead and sit back and do your thing. And
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
for
it's
for
hard to have somebody
for just to
micromanage
see
you.
my partner do this,
Yes.
man, is really teaching not just me. I hope a lot of other people that are actually like paying attention to what's going on. Hey, I got a question for my guy Hitman. Check this out. Y'all see all them seeds and all that and all them other strains? He talking about the sex driver kush, the bear trap and all of that and the pink
Oh
rose.
yeah, the best shot.
But what he's not telling y'all is he got this one strain called Wizard Glue.
Word.
Called Wizard Glue that he got an award for 17. That man,
Word. Wizard
it
glue,
takes
man.
and is on another level. And not only
Right.
that, he had got so wrapped up into doing what he's, doing at this particular moment that he said, KV, bro, with that Wizard Glue, I can adjust his indica THC levels. When he told me that, I said, oh my God, man, can we get a little bit of that with a little bit more indica dominant? But that just goes to show you the type of botanist grower he is. You know, when someone's talking about, or he's talking about, or he's getting ready to crossbreed, or getting ready to, do some new seeds, and he says, "Man, I think I might have just came up with something." Pay attention to what's going on, because like, oh shit, excuse me, because like he said, how the game is in the industry now is if you don't have that hard to get exotic strain right now in the game, that's what everybody wants. That hard to get exotic strain. And that's what you're gonna
Yeah,
get
Exactly.
with Hitman and Stank Boyz Seeds.
no doubt. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
So
yeah.
true. So
What
true.
was the parentage on Wizard Glue?
Ask him, he
That is
know about it.
You didn't let it go yet. You didn't let it go yet. I didn't see that on the. I was like, man, he sent me some answers to the questions, but
bro.
I don't see that
We
on the
have a
list,
we have
man.
we have a hundred strands. I couldn't give you the
Damn,
whole list.
damn, that's
You got to think
crazy.
about it. We've been in the game for 11 years.
Yeah, way to go, bro.
We don't stop breeding. We
Yeah,
don't stop. It's like
that's what's up.
having somebody that's a rapper that just got 157 songs.
Yeah, man, it's
They still
catalog,
making.
bro. Serious, man. Especially as the fan base grows, it's like you could let go a volume of work from 10 years ago that people will gobble up because it's like, yo, this was from that time when I put this out. So people be like,
Correct.
let me get this one and this one and this one and this one. Like it's
Correct.
yeah, dude. And that's how, like with my show too, I try to be a fan of people's work because it's very similar to music. Only it's you're investing a lot more of your life than writing something down and recording it. Like it takes way less time to do a song than it does to create a strain. So that's
Correct.
one thing I try to appreciate about it, and it is, man, like the next new shit that hasn't been done. And it's like, man, did you try that?
Bro,
Oh, like,
so we have an apricot cookies that was on CNN that
damn,
made when Washington D.C. went recreational. A reporter was filming somebody at home, and he asked what was he growing, and now at the time that strand was called Mrs. Buttersworth.
damn,
We got a we got a cease and desist letter from the syrup company, so we went back to the
bummer.
apricot cookie.
Mrs.
Right.
Buttersworth.
Because
That's probably what
because we
that
was
rapper
trying to
was talking about.
so we was trying to get out of the cookie family area. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we
Yeah,
used a
yeah,
form cut. We used a form cut cookie to cross that with the apricot kush,
yeah.
and
I
that's how we got it.
understand. Yeah, they
Yeah,
probably have lawyers sending letters all the time too, like you can't put that in the name, guy.
trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I I
yeah.
did I did pink rose, and Burners just dropped the pink rose. So I
Ah, bummer,
I
man.
I made that 6 years ago. So
Damn, damn. Yeah, man. Like that's for real. That's almost the game too, is to hurry up and put it out before someone else does. Because that's one thing that I think of sometimes too, is
but
that there's
just like
like
KB said though, I'm a good businessman.
yeah,
So I have good lawyers.
no doubt.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
and that's what's up. But like that's
Yeah,
one thing in my head too is like if I come up with like, man, I want to cross this with this, I'm quite sure that someone else out there has thought of the same idea, and if they have
so I
the
trademarked the names of the strain.
yeah, and so it's like that's how you do it, even if they have the same parents, same genotype, it's like
It's
as
the
long as
name.
yeah, it is.
Trademark
It's
the
like you're
name.
calling it this, and it doesn't matter. It's like buying shit from
Yes,
China and then putting your logo on it. It's like, nah, man.
yes.
Like I didn't follow you
I
on
have a
IG. I
question for
don't
you,
know you
gentlemen.
personally. I made this on my own, and we just happen. It's coincidence.
Yes. Yes,
I
KB.
have a question for you, gentlemen. Um, both you gentlemen both have experience growing. Both you gentlemen have experience in the industry as far as getting your products on the shelves. Um, I Hitman, as you know, I'm a very good, strong advocate of medical marijuana reform, and things of that nature. But as
Yeah.
the economy is right now and the industry booming and thriving, okay, what do you see in the future, as far as sales from other states' product going into other states' dispensaries, because that said state that doesn't have the surplus or the enough growers, to provide the demand? How do you see that panning out as far as the federal government, unleashing, other states, such as, let's just say, for example, my state I'm in, Oregon, got a hell of a surplus. There are other states such as Illinois that don't have a surplus, and those dispensaries need marijuana in their dispensaries. Where do you see this going to be able to do
Okay.
things of such of that
To,
nature?
to kind of like throw this out there, but not really throw that out there, but I'm gonna have to throw it out there. You mentioned Illinois. So Oklahoma was the same. I'm gonna show you for an example. So Illinois just went medical. They've been medical not even a year. So here it is now. When they go and open up a dispensary, does anybody have flower in there and they haven't even been maybe 2, 3 months before you opened up your store, and that's how long it's been medical? What grower harvests that fast to give you that? You got it from a different
No.
state. You got it. You got
Right.
it from Oregon, California, whatever. They'll tag it and they'll push it until their laws actually change enough to where it stops it from coming in. Plus, that state built them enough growers and extractors to actually run that state. You understand,
Right.
KB?
I see. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now out of the US, when it comes to other states, it depends on the laws for your state. Now for like
Right. That's
for example, for example, Florida, yes, they have a lot of medical stores, I mean dispensaries. They have medical patients, they can go and buy it from there. But the underground is more popping than the actual medical part because they're not letting the people become part of the business. Where Oklahoma, their licenses were so cheap that they're giving it to the people to start brands and be part of this industry before big corporate comes. Where Florida
mm,
came in came in big corporate. It was $100 million to get a license. Who's getting that?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And if you
yeah,
Exactly.
really go
So
look at any of the dispensaries, if you look at any dispensaries in Florida, they're all owned by banks.
yeah. I
so
think even
so
when it goes federal too, I
man,
think that
that
the
when the
license to
FDIC
grow
kick in,
something and ship out of
that
state
is
should still be affordable for small farms and everything, you know?
So I look at California. California was where like Oklahoma, where a lot of Californians were the ones that built a lot of brands. Younger Brothers, Cookies, all these in the industry built these solid brands. And that was California giving them that opportunity to be corporate. And that's the same thing Oklahoma is doing now. They're pushing Oklahoma to be those next big brands in the industry. They're right in the middle of the United States. You got the East Coast that needs a brand that's going to need to take that.
Is there
hello.
any Indian tribes or native tribes or casinos out there that have dispensaries in Oklahoma? Oh shoot, your audio is not coming through, Hitman. I can see you talking, but it's not coming through on the audio right now. Yeah, you can hear me?
I can hear you,
Dang.
Kane.
Try leaving the call. Try leaving the call and coming back if you can, Hitman.
Okay.
Hitman, can you and did you accidentally mute your mic maybe if you touch the phone and no? Can you leave the call and come back? Try that. Like when you touch the screen and you can press the red button and then touch the episode 52 group again, and then touch the camera button and come back. There we go. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so KV is probably going to call back in a second too. Mitchell, can you be ready for that also? I think he hung up on the Google thing, didn't he? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Concerned Dads podcast. I feel like this is a pretty good interview so far. I'm excited to interview a guy from Oklahoma, man. Super hype about that. We just got to get Hitman back on the call. And if not, okay, there he is. Okay, Hitman, can you hear us? Cannot hear you. I can see your square on the screen.
Hear
Circle is
anything yet?
spinning
Can
now.
you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you now. I can see you and hear you.
Yes, we are busy.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. You see that call coming through, Mitchell?
Call from
All right,
KV.
there we go. Okay, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen. A small pause. That's okay. Mitchell said he's got a new editor on Audacity that'll cut out the pauses, so should be no problem. Any folks listening live, I apologize. Any folks
Yes.
listening on Spotify, it should be butter right now. Yeah.
Sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what happened.
So I didn't get to hear the full answer. I had to run to the bathroom real quick. So you were talking about your opinion on federal legalization, correct? That's when the
Well, we were talking about different states of why they do
what
what they do.
yeah, and it's I've read that some states are trying to work on interstate compacts. Like if it's something that's bordering you, like it's like, well, why can't we do this? But it's still a federal crime. So I feel like we talked about there was a guy from Oregon that was just transporting hemp that got pulled over in Boise, Idaho. He was taking it from Oregon to somewhere in the Midwest to be processed into fiber or oil. And he got pulled over, and they're like, "Nah, 9 tons, you're going to prison, buddy." And I'm pretty sure he's out now, which is good. But dude, just you're driving a truck, man, and it's like it's something that's federally legal, but these cops in Idaho think it's weed, and so they're like, nah, this is a lot of it. We're gonna take pictures in front of it. We're gonna put it in the
Right, right,
paper,
right,
so
right, right.
even something that's recognized as federally legal, they're still on an interstate thing. It's like if you're rolling through one of those counties where cops ain't got shit to do, they're gonna pull you over and yank you. It's like, nah, man.
Correct, correct.
So it just I feel like federal legalization is the only answer. It's like if it's not a federal crime, then everybody should be able to do interstate commerce. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, the thing is if I'm a company, say in Seattle, Washington, and I have a grow, and I want to get my stuff in Oklahoma, I
yeah,
have to come out. I have to come out here and partner up with somebody, and then build a grow here in that brand
yep,
here in that. Do you see what
yep,
I'm saying? So
yep.
that's instead of me trying to drive it through different states to even try to get it here, I just might as well just build a home base here.
Yeah, that's the workaround is be multi-state, man.
Yes, and that's what
Yeah,
I've been trying to do.
yeah, and dude, that's why I'm glad to have you on the show, man. Because it's I grew up in Idaho, like I graduated from college in '08. Um, I actually had to sit 30 days in jail for felony possession of marijuana after I graduated, and then I was on probation for like 2 years. In 2010, I moved to Oregon. In 2011, I got my medical card, and I was growing that summer. So it blew my mind that I was in trouble just fucking one state over for even just having this in my car. And it's like I put up with the bullshit, jumped through the hoops, and now I'm in the state where I can have 6 plants. And it's like within a couple of years, it was like, yo, you can have multiple cards as long as you do the paperwork correctly through the state, and then you can get it tested and put it on the shelf at the fucking store when it was still medical. It was like, damn. Like it just to me, I was like, damn, this is tight. And so I also went to Washington. I had an uncle in Seattle that I was working for before dispensaries medically opened in Oregon. I got to experience that farmers market situation at the Northwest Cannabis Market and working for my uncle. And then also in Phoenix, I did the farmers market thing down there a couple of times when I was down there. It's cool to experience stuff in different states as far as regulation and what's available. And I feel like in AZ, like I loved it down there, man. The weather was beautiful. It was cool, but I felt like even at the stores, the difference in product knowledge, even from staff, was like they didn't know anything like people in Oregon or Washington did, you know. And I
Right.
and Oregon more than Washington, and I feel like it's because people can cultivate their, you know what I mean? Like having that
Yeah.
ability, even as a medical patient well, as a consumer, if you can grow that at your house, and even if you fuck up and don't know shit, it's like you have more knowledge about what you're trying to do and how what you're purchasing is worth what it's worth. You know what I mean? And so I just think that that's the difference in states is having the ability to cultivate. I feel like states that offer that to patients and also when they go rec, if you can grow your own, those states benefit a lot from it. Like at the point of
I
sale
agree.
and everywhere else, it's everyone knows what's up and requires less explanation and innovation just goes through the roof. It's like in California, they've had that for a long time. And so
Yep.
it's cool to see guys like you go to other states and spread knowledge and shit too, man.
Yep. And
Uh,
this stays the same. Like they let you grow until it goes recreational. I don't know how it will be, but right now with a medical license, you can actually cultivate your own, and that's a really good thing. People how to grow.
cool to see guys like you go to other states and spread knowledge. Okay. KV, can
Oh,
you
oh,
turn down your YouTube stream in the background? If your lady's watching, can you tell her to grab her headphones or it's echoing back on your microphone.
mm-hmm. Let's get
Um
it.
I'm sorry, is it gone?
yeah, it's all good. Yeah, you're good, man.
My fault, man.
So no, you're all good, man. Yeah, I'm gonna just go back to my cookie cutter questions. We have 10 more minutes. If you want to go longer than 10 minutes, dude, I'm all for that shit. I know you probably got other stuff to do. It's getting late. So, what sort of methods do you use in your breeding, man? I want to ask you some breeder. Like, do
Okay.
you do the paintbrush or do you take the whole male and swish it over do you just do one branch on the females? I like watching videos on that shit a lot, dude. A lot of the homies that I know personally, like they'll just do it with their fingers, but it just what do you find most effective or what do you and are you comfortable sharing that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna show you how I will do certain ones when I like certain things. So paintbrush, yes, I do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Two, branch, yes, I do that twice. When I say twice, I'll do one strand of those seeds, grow it out, take the same male, do that on the same branch type thing,
Yeah.
get those seeds, do the same thing, and I'll do that twice of a strand.
Uh-huh.
Once I get a good female up out of that, then I'm gonna put that up in there with a bunch of females of that cut, and then I put the whole male up in there and just blow out the whole room.
Hit them all. Tight.
So I get about like a generation of it and just blow it out.
That's tight. That's cool, man. Cause that
Did
I
he
like
just say he put
watching.
the male with a bunch of females?
Yeah, like hit the whole room. Like,
Yeah,
You take a
yeah,
at the
male
same
and
cut.
put him in a room with a whole bunch of females? That's how growing weed go.
yeah. Making seeds, man. Hell yeah. Okay, and
Yep.
that's another. just a dummy question from me because I'm not a breeder yet. I have homies that encourage me, and I want to take part. So just a dummy question on my part. What's pollen chucking? I hear that term a lot online and in forums and
Okay.
everything, and it's a
So
derogatory term. So like, can you talk about that and say your definition?
pollen chunking is basically just like what I said, what I would do on the fourth method. They do it on the first. Just take a fucking male and throw it right there with a fucking
Yeah.
bunch of females and just let them fucking, that's pollen chunking. It's
Okay.
just shaking your shit over the whole plants, all that type shit. Pollen chunking.
Okay. Okay. And then
And then people take those right there and sell those.
yeah, yeah. So that's the derogatory part of it. Is not very
Yeah,
much testing
kind
has
of
been
F1
done.
out
It's
there.
like, yeah, you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and don't throw a fit. You know what I mean? It blows my mind that those guys are getting $200 for 10 seeds. Because I'm just like, dude, just because you got
Any of the things that we
a
said,
male of what's hot, you know what I mean? They're like, hit everything with this,
but
sell it for 200.
anything like you was talking about old strands and stuff like that. So anything that we did back in the day was a lot of like pollen chunks, F2s. We never got too further into those strands. So from that point, we was giving those seeds out for free, but we still kept them strands around and kept doing things to that strand with the same genetics of what we was doing.
Yep,
Here we are now. We have F2s, F3s, F4s, and F5.
word. Hell yeah. Okay. And then that was my next question. What sort of tests do you run? You know, when you're breeding something as far as stress test. Um because sometimes I would go over to him, I'm like, dude, those plants look like shit, but one or two of them in that tray would powering through. I'm like, are those the keepers? He's like, yep. You know what I mean? I'm seeing, he would attest to see how they could survive without water. You know what I mean? He would,
How they survive without water, how drop the temperature on their asses, put
yeah,
fans up real high, see how much they can take on getting beat up with the wind, all types of,
yeah.
yeah. Make the
That's
room real
cool.
humid, drop the humidity, fuck with the lights, all that type of stuff.
No doubt, no doubt. And
I mean, like put them through everything you can, super cropping them, like like hell,
yeah,
and see if how strong they come back or they just pussy out.
okay. And then one more concept that I read online too that I really wanted to ask. I haven't done this before. I think this might be my first cookie cutter question version of it. The concept of re-vegging. Sometimes I would crack, 200 seeds, right? And it'd be like 20 of each strain. So it's like I got 10 different ones. Whatever I get, I get. I try to save a couple of males that I thought were dope and give them to them. But it's like, like, fuck. Now I'm starting to space on my question here,
It's
man.
okay. You talk about the re-vegging.
Oh yeah, re-veg. Yeah, that was the question. So yeah, so sometimes I would have something that I was like, fuck, I wish I would have taken cuts of this. You know what I mean? And I
Okay,
didn't
so
hit it.
look,
I didn't hit it with any pollen, and I've seen some guys do that, especially if it's in a pot. They're like, "Nah, man, just leave a little bit on the fucking lower, put it under a light." And I'm like, do you believe in that? Have you done that? Do you think it comes
yes,
back the same way? Like, is there a lot of
yes,
like,
yeah. It's gonna be a lot of stress to that plant for one. Two is for it to even just bounce back to be re-vegging with like one leaf, it's gonna take at least about 6 to 8 weeks. You're gonna have
okay,
to strip it down, get all that bud that grew up in there. You're gonna have to strip it all down, and it will slowly come back. But it's gonna take much longer compared to if you did take a cut.
yeah, because I as soon as I sexed them, I would take cuts of all the females, and then I would just fill up my plant limit and then give the rest
Yeah,
away to
you
homies. You
you
know what
might as
I
well
mean?
figure to
It-
to really veg that plant out. You're looking at 2 months for it just to come back, and then another 2 months for it to get nice and big.
okay, but you
Four
don't
months
notice
just for me.
you don't notice too much difference as far as the next round. Like you can take cuts off of that, and it's
Mhm.
what you liked about the shit when it was in the ground, or you ran it the last time.
I never seen anything different,
Okay,
not
very
even
cool,
on a
man.
testing.
Hell yeah, man. That's tight. Um, yeah, dude. Like, is there anything that you want to talk about or promote? Is there anything you got coming out in the future? Like, I don't
I
want to
could tell
wrap up if you don't want to, dude, because I'm like, dude, we gotta have this guy back
you.
and ask more
Oh,
questions specifically,
I'm gonna come back anytime you want me. I will be
Okay,
back
cool, man.
anytime you want me. Anytime.
Cool.
But they have two cannabis cups here in Oklahoma. You have the Noble Cup and you have the Cowboy Cup.
Okay.
Um, I don't know when the Noble Cup's gonna be for this year because of the whole coronavirus thing, but
Yeah.
the Cowboy Cup just posted last couple of days. They're gonna do theirs December 4th and 5th, and they
Okay.
give out cowboy belt trophies. So those are like the two big known cannabis cups that go on in Oklahoma.
That's
So
cool, man.
we're coming for Oklahoma's any growers out here. We're
Yeah,
coming for
dude.
we
You
want
gotta enter, yeah, everything, bro.
yes, yes,
Extracts,
we're hungry.
flour, best
We're
sativa,
hungry.
best
We're,
indica.
I'm just letting them know. We're so hungry that my stomach was like in my back when I got here.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. And so what's the title of that event again?
The Cowboy Cup.
Cowboy Cup, and that's gonna be December 4th in Oklahoma City.
Yep, in Oklahoma City.
Right on. So if you're a patient in Oklahoma, please hit that up, man, and pay for the judges ticket, pay the extra loot so you can sample the
Oh
wares,
yeah.
man, and
Oh
see who's
yeah,
working.
for sure. Did you even hear the
Yeah.
numbers what High Times did in Oklahoma?
Nah, man.
Okay, so look, California, they said hit somewhere between 35,000 and 37,000.
For the
Denver's
gate,
supposed to,
like attendance or something?
yes, like
Okay.
attendance.
Okay.
Denver did somewhere between 33 and 36 or something like that. Oklahoma did 60,000 plus.
Damn. That's crazy. That's a
Yeah,
lot, bro. Like
that's a
that's
lot.
how many people live in that state, man? Like 2 or 3 million or something?
I would say that, but you got to think about it. You're next to Texas, so you know some Texas people came out. You're next
Yeah.
you're next to New Mexico and Colorado and what is right above Wichita.
Word. Dude, yeah, I want
Well,
this
the states that are above.
word. Yeah, dude, I want the virus bullshit to be over with so guys can throw events, but it's like
Oh
you
my
have
God.
access to some really dope rappers out there too, bro. Like rock some events
Oh,
and work on fee for trade
oh,
too. Like it's
of
like, man,
course, of
come down,
course.
man. Like we'll take care of you. Like you
Yeah,
throw us the half price fee, and guys will be like, hell
yeah.
yeah, because it just
Ex-
the IG too goes a long way, bro. Like follow me on. Oh
Of course, and plus you got to remember
shit,
this state is still like a virgin. It's only
yeah,
2 years, 2 years.
yeah, yeah, bro, yeah.
Look at Oklahoma in the next 10.
Yep. Yeah, man. It's very cool, dude, to interview you about that because that's as soon as I read it when I looked, that license is cheap. I'm like, dude, it doesn't really. It looks like the place to be, man. So it's cool to interview you from
Hey,
out there and see that things
yeah,
are going well.
yes, yes. And I'm in Lawton, Oklahoma, so I'm not in Oklahoma City or Tulsa. I'm down south near the Texas border.
Okay.
And it's really nice down here. I love the openness. I know I came from the city, but I lived in New Mexico for a while, so it got me used to being out here.
Yep.
And it snows, so we get all 4 seasons. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
You see, we went and shooting and hunting and stuff like that out here. So today we went just shooting and hanging out and eating.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Shooting guns is awesome, man. Like hunting and fishing is that's another reason I moved home too. It's like in Arizona, I would have had to get a license, and then there's not really that much shit to kill. I think there's mule deer and some antelope. It's like there's a bunch of rabbits and shit. So I'm just like, man, I'm glad to have that option now that I'm home to get some meat
Yeah.
and
To
eat
me,
good.
for me, for any growers or anybody that's out there in this industry, I feel like if this is your passion for this industry, keep doing what you want to do. It's
Yeah.
going to take a lot of hard work, but just keep doing what you're trying to do. Just always remember at the end of the day, it's always about a brand.
Yep. Good advice, man. And like, yeah, because a lot of folks don't understand that. You know, I
Yeah.
learned. Yeah, you gotta
And see,
sell it
some
all
people
the
get,
time.
or they get stuck in their state. Say you're from Michigan and you kind of was a grower and trying to build a brand, but you didn't really push it nowhere. Say Michigan knows about you, but that's it. Like you can't stay stagnant in just one area.
Yeah, that was another thing. I in Oregon there was this company called Select Strains, and I knew the guy Cam. He was the owner, and he sold to a corporation for somewhere near like a billy, bro. Like he still maintained like 10. I was like, holy fuck, man, that's crazy. And that was in Oregon. Like like I was impressed with their hardware because everybody's cartridges were shit. Everybody's ordering from China, and their carts I was like, bro, how do you get it to pull like this? And he goes, we drill a hole right there in the center so it breathes a little bit better. I'm like, shut up. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, how come you don't just get them made that way? He goes, we're working on it, man. But it's like these cartridges are the best. They just need that hole right there. So we drill it. And I was like, damn, that's fucking. And I was just
Yeah, you
impressed
do a little
that
tweak like that, it can become a
yeah.
patent.
Yeah, and then
Hmm.
when I moved to Phoenix, after a year, I saw a billboard with those guys on it. And then they
Oh,
were a
that was
sponsor at
nice.
the Arizona they were a sponsor at the Arizona Hip Hop Festival last year. So I was like, "Damn, man. Good job." Like,
Yeah,
man, I remember those guys where I moved from, you know? And it's like I never
yeah.
worked for him. I was in shops that we sold his shit, and so it was
You just see the
impressive.
movement.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
impressive to me. I'm like, guys like that are doing what they're supposed to be. So
correct,
good
correct.
good job to you too, Hitman.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, and then we're like 5 after an hour. Do you want to plug your social media or anything like that, dude? I don't want to keep you for too long. I'd rather have you back for another episode with some different questions about what we
Oh
talked about.
yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely. Dude, I got a lot of stuff, even about the King Day Parade in LA. So we're gonna have to talk about that one
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. I didn't even ask you about that. Yeah, yeah. And when is that date? When does that come? That's
That's
in
always
February.
the third. That no, it's in January for his birthday. So it's always the third Monday in January. The date just always changes, but it's always the third Monday in January.
Okay. Okay,
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
I'm have questions about that the next time we
Yes,
talk.
yes.
Yeah.
But Instagram, Stank Boy Seeds. On Instagram, it'll be Stank Boys, STANKBOYZ _seeds.
Okay. Thank Boy Seeds, ladies and gentlemen. This was Hitman on the show. Thank you for coming out, dude. I appreciate you taking the time and
Yeah, bro. Appreciate
sharing the
you having me.
knowledge, man. It means a
Yes,
lot, dude. I breeders are my favorite interviews, but it's like you're doing so much more than that. So it's like, man, it's super fun, man. I'm getting my broadcasting boat floated right now for sure, man. So thanks.
yeah. Well, thank
Um,
you. Hey, to the
yeah,
next time.
yeah. Till next time, man. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna do my outro dance. This was the 52nd episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I was your host, KDM Kane. Our guest tonight was Hitman from Stank Boy Seeds. You can follow him online, STANKBOYZ_SEEDS. I got to give a shout out to my guys in production, Mitchell Wilson and Jesse Kerr. This has been a Main Node and Joseph Street Enterprise production.